Have you ever noticed that the types of men or women you date seem vastly different from the types of men or women that your best friend dates? If you noticed that, did you ever stop and ask yourself how that choice occurred? It's easy to assume that your friend was choosing from the same pool of potential dates as you were and simply made a different, conscious choice based on their preferences. But the truth is that both you and your friend had very little conscious choice at all. In reality, you both just fall into those relationships with very little, if any, conscious effort because your subconscious was making all the decisions. So what if your subconscious keeps picking duds for you? The good news is you can change the partners it selects for you, but you've likely been going about it all wrong this whole time. Stay tuned and I'll show you why. There is a simple law of attraction that nobody speaks about, and yet it is the most powerful force I know of in the dating world. We are attracted to, and we attract, partners who are a perfect reflection of whatever we're experiencing deep down inside of our emotional worlds, and you can't hide from it. No matter what we try to change externally about ourselves, we will keep being drawn to and drawing towards ourselves the same kind of partners. Sure, you could make yourself more attractive, wealthier, learn to be more funny and charming, and sure enough, you would attract more people and feel more popular. But all those potential dates would still reflect your inner world. My recent experience the last 2 years perfectly demonstrates this. For most of the last 10 years, I've been a non-alcoholic man who has run his own company and has been very confident and self-assured. When I would walk into a bar with a group of friends, I would almost by magic meet women who didn't drink much, who were extremely confident, intelligent and opinionated, and wouldn't suffer weakness in others easily. It's not like I met lots of shy, insecure, drunk women as well, but passed them up to date the more confident ones instead. No, it was as if those kinds of women simply didn't exist. Then, 18 months ago, I got quite sick with an illness that would prove to take over a year to recover from. It drastically impacted my emotional state and self-confidence. However, as a dating coach, I was still able to meet lots of women. But all of a sudden, the women I was meeting were completely different. The majority of women I'd meet were nurses or compulsive helpers whose self-values often came from helping men who were going through crises in their lives. Women who were softer and kinder than the ones I used to date. Again, it wasn't like I had a choice in the women I was meeting. No, it was almost like all the women in the world just changed personalities all of a sudden. As a dating coach, I've worked with a huge variety of men and women, and I repeatedly hear phrases like, "Oh, all women are like X because every woman I ever met has been just like that." And there's almost nothing that I can say to dissuade them because they've only ever met women who confirm their theories. It's particularly heartbreaking when I meet someone who believes that all men or women are physically or emotionally abusive, and every new person they date turns out to be that way as well, so they assume that's normal. The great news is that we do have the power to change the kind of person we date. It just requires us to learn about ourselves and spend some time growing alone as people first. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what is the type of people I've been dating telling me about my internal emotional state? Only when you have some answers to this question can you begin to work on it. For example, I used to date headstrong women who were highly assertive, in part because I stopped allowing myself to be vulnerable, because I used to see vulnerability as weakness. So I would attract women who wouldn't accept vulnerability in me either. Not only could this prove to be traumatic for me when I had moments of weakness or self-doubt, something we all have at times, but it made it almost impossible for me to grow past this bad belief because I always had women around reaffirming it for me. It was only upon introspection as a single man that I found the insight and strength to challenge that negative emotional belief. I should point out that just because your inner demons may have caused you to be treated terribly in past relationships does not mean you deserve to be treated badly. It simply means that you had an emotional blind spot that was causing you to date toxic people. In short, the better balanced you are emotionally inside, the higher quality partner you'll attract to yourself. And there's absolutely no way to avoid the hard work and circumvent the system. Have you ever had a dramatic shift in your life that changed the kind of dates you met? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And as always, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my 3 new videos every week. Hey guys, do you get frustrated approaching women and then getting rejected? I'd like to invite you to my free 12 video training series where I'm going to show you how to make such an amazing first impression before you even say a word that rejection will soon become a thing of the past. See that button down there? Don't procrastinate anymore. Go ahead and click on it, and I look forward to working with you.